I look at that.
Talk to that should be done. That you cost the city a lot of money on things, bad things.
He drives from what?
When I came in, I fired it.
Well, hopefully, because you know.
Besides all this.
Well, they have some, but I think it's. So we'll talk about it today. So.
I'm the only one on the agenda.
That's right, we get to go look at the sheet. We get to go look at the.
You'll tell when they want to.
Yeah, I think everybody ready to go. They didn't want me to show up. Well.
There's a lot of stuff that has to get.
I know. Not in that group.
Well, the problem is it doesn't all come out.
Picture of it, straight back, attach it to the frame. Yeah. Because when we first started, there was list of stumps. We started 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 2 minutes remaining.
They a bunch of another. Oh, never got done, but they paid up.
Did you go vote early?
No, I haven't voted.
Always verify.
I'll be back. We need something.
Yeah, I guess Charlie isn't back from his vacation. Hey, did you get any emails from him about pictures? But I couldn't pull the pictures out.
So you should see how.
Gotta be careful with some of those. Those are sometimes spam things
Oh.
with a virus in there.
Charlie on his trip?
You gotta make sure it's really fun. I think that his were, I'm sure, but.
But I didn't see, he had some pictures there, but I could never pull them up, so.
I know.
Like, right click on the address it came from, make sure it's really his address. Okay. It is 6:30. And I'm gonna call the Lebanon City Council Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Bennett,
Here.
Branch,
Here.
Davis. Farrell here. Stevenson,
Here.
Trinka,
Here,
Washington. Not here. And Whitty, not here. Okay. Audience participation. Do you have anything to say about anything on or off the agenda? Please step up to the gate.
Point at me.
Yeah, state your name and you have 15 minutes.
No, you got
10
a lot.
minutes.
You normally get 5.
Wow. We talked about so many different numbers.
Okay.
5 minutes.
My name is Richard Wilson and I'm here representing the Wilson Insurance Agency, Unity Counseling and the Tri-Dot House. Have you all read the letter that I submitted? I'm applying for parking in front of our building, which we have not had for quite a few years. If you want, I can read the letter. Otherwise, I'm just open to questions as to.
How many parking spots are you looking at?
Okay, the chart. I've estimated that there are currently 2. And those are right next to a parking, a pedestrian crosswalk.
Oh.
And and there's enough space to actually put in 4 that would come to the east side property line of the Wilson Insurance Agency. The first 90 feet has to be left no parking because that's designated as a entranceway into the west approaching lane. So you have to have, you don't want parking there because people turn the corner, have to have room to get into the traffic lane.
Before anybody, alderperson speaks, we do not interrupt audience participation.
Oh, I apologize. So
Okay,
start.
you got the full, you're still going. I
Yeah.
adjusted the clock for you.
If anyone has not seen the diagram that I put, I've got some extras here I could show you. But the bottom line is,
I'm gonna get one of Mr. Stevenson. Do you have one, Mr. Bennett, that you can see? You got one? I got it on the phone, but that way he can see it.
You see what?
And Mr. Bennett look like he might need one.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's all color coding and everything.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I can read that.
Mine wasn't colored.
Okay. And there's another point that I noticed too, when I was doing this survey. The ramp for disabled is not usable. So it's during this design feature, when they designed all of that. Cause Cody was up there, you've looked at it, you can't get a wheelchair turned onto the thing. So there's a problem there too, that, you know, that's not for me to address. But it's something. Something is probably, I don't even know how they fix it unless they cut further into the sidewalk.
You would have to, exactly.
No, no interruptions.
Oh, sorry.
We don't discuss directly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not.
Okay, well, how would you
It's
do
been
it?
a while since you've been here, but we.
Well, you've changed everything, George, geez, I don't.
No, that's actually an ordinance. It's 5 minutes. We
Okay,
don't interrupt, so that you have your full 5 minutes.
okay. Well, I'm just open for questions then,
Are you finished?
I don't, what else, that's all I have to say is,
Okay.
we're asking to get some parking.
Let me see if anybody else wants to talk, then we can talk.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else have any comments?
This be my point, George, or should I wait?
I think we ought to
Okay, so
wait till
you-
we bring it up on, as an item on the agenda.
Thanks, George.
Yeah, let me get through the agenda pretty quickly here. Thank you, Rich. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay,
We really follow the agenda,
I understand.
especially since we're not being broadcast.
Not many area.
Okay, cemetery committee, no reports, not here. Ordinance committee, I have nothing in ordinance tonight. Public property,
Nothing.
nothing, thank you. Streets and alleys, he's not
Nothing.
here, but we have something for him.
And
There's a request for additional parking spaces in front of 107, 109, and 111 on West St. Louis Street. That's what Mr. Wilkins has been discussing, and now if we have questions for him, Cody, what do you have to say about that?
I did call IDOT today. I don't know if you remember at one point when they redid the four-way stop. I don't remember the dates on it. I'm working with Rue and stuff to get that paperwork back. William wasn't today, otherwise I could have had it for you. They did not allow parking to come back for whatever reason when it was engineered and the topography of it was done. So we're trying to figure out if we can allow that. As far as what I've heard from IDOT is if they didn't put it back initially, it was probably for cause on the engineering side. But we're still gonna look into it with the paperwork to make sure that's
You know, they allowed it on the other side.
right. I don't know what they did then.
And why would I be told that it's then back in but whatever, when we did the Lebanon chiropractic. And then all of a sudden, and I've talked to them, and then all of a sudden now it's different.
No, I'm saying we're trying to get the paperwork from when they put the four-way stop in. So I don't want to give you a yes
Well,
or
I know
no.
about the paperwork. Because that was all done when Park Smith was the city administrator.
Okay.
And he also appointed himself as a city engineer. And he did not challenge any of the plans that Rutassel did at that time. And those were the plans that then were submitted for bids, and Hank's Excavating got the bid. And this is right after Hank's Excavating had the Belleville Street job. And we ended up having to pay all kinds of extras. And that came on when I came on as mayor in 2013. We had a bill for $162,000 that was unpaid at IDOT. And I was up there the first day that I was mayor, dealing with them. They said, if you don't pay this $162,000, you're not getting any more money. So, and this is all because of Park Smith, and when I checked on all this, I said, you know, we were never, none of the businesses that were affected by this were ever notified by the city. At the time that all of this engineering was being planned, there was no discussion. So this whole thing was a complete surprise to me and every other business owner that was affected by it. When I was mayor, it was then that Lebanon Chiropractic came to the city and said, we need some relief because we have people that come here with back problems and we can't have them walk half a block to get to our business. Well, it made sense. And at the same time, we were having that same issue because now you have people that can park across the street. But have any of you tried to get across from the east side of West St. Louis to the north side of West St. Louis? 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes. Good luck.
So, but I did not, while I was mayor, I was not going to put myself in a position of requesting those parking places. Because at that time, and if Penny was here, she could attest to this. There was a member of the council that was well, anyway, I didn't do it because I didn't want to start any.
Oh, understood. I'm not giving you a no. I don't think anybody here's giving you a no. I think I just wanna let you know that we're gonna pull the paperwork and make sure that we even have that authority. Because if IDOT has it, then we just have to go through and make sure that we get the proper channels notified and put just like the stop sign at Perryman, we have to put up.
So you didn't talk to this Kim that I talked to?
Probably not. I know I talked to Mark Guard.
Rich, what do you have from, what did IDOT tell you? Because
Okay,
I
this is-
have a recommendation.
Okay, October 2nd of this year, at 3:40 PM, I called IDOT. And I talked to Kim. And I explained to her what was going on, and she says, well, that's not on city right away, or that's not on state right away, it's not on Route 4, is it? I said, no, the only thing on Route 4 is the city park. And she said, well, the city has full authority over the city streets, and as long as it's not on a state route.
Yeah.
That's what she told me.
Well, that's what I'm suggesting. That we know that's a city right away. We have to check the chances are, when that intersection was designed, it was designed to federal highway standards. And IDOT standards that called for a certain amount of setback. Regardless of how wide that street is, the next number of feet of, because setback, we know that street is extra wide. We've applied for a grant to beautify and redo that
understand.
street. And that project design has that as parking again.
Mhm.
So, well, that's why I was confused, but I think before we bring this back to the council, that we get a definitive answer from IDOT in writing. So that we have no question, because I'm in favor of it, yeah, give it a parking place
We love
back.
that parking up there because, as a person that used to do business with you, it was a pain to walk 2 blocks down to make an adjustment on insurance.
Well, yeah, and the bottom line is, particularly our business and one next door, we're the only 2 businesses on West St. Louis Street that have no parking period in front of their
We have
building.
no street parking in front. Yeah, so, I think the council, I don't know what, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm seeing nods. I think we're all in favor of this happening.
Yeah,
But we wanna make sure that we have our i's dotted and t's crossed
I understand how
with
that
IDOT,
goes.
because we don't wanna get crossways with them when we've got a number of IDOT projects that are in the mix.
Well, I tell you what, and here again, some people of the past can attest to the fact, we got crossways with IDOT one time because we were being charged for, extras on the street project through McKendree. And we went up there and we fought them and we won. So it's not like you can't win, because,
Oh, I know you can win.
and especially what irritates me is you had Park Smith, who deemed himself an engineer. And then never bothered to tell anyone about that, so we couldn't make our voices heard.
Yeah.
So there's some chicanery going on here that,
What we would like to alleviate is, as we get a hold of them, if they have a piece of paper that says that you have to have a 40-foot setback buffer zone or whatever it may be, that we come in and we actually file to petition to have that removed, and we could win it. And if we win it, then that's off the paper, and instead of granting it to you, and then someone from IDOT comes and says, oh, wait
you
a
know,
minute.
this
I
isn't
have
just
this
for
paper."
me, this is for the
The
three
city.
business.
No, I understand. you're here, so I'm addressing you. The point would be is, if we get everything cleared with IDOT now, it won't be that we do it and then they come back and say, oh, you can't do it. This way, it's clear as rain, we're not gonna have anybody that says, well, you didn't contact us, and we did our due diligence across the board and there's no backtracking. Cause
Yeah.
I'd like to see this happen as soon as we can. If it can happen next Monday, it'd be great.
This really wasn't so much of an issue, because when the 109 was empty as a building for, what was it, almost 2 years. Even though there was no parking in front of their building, people felt secure enough to park in the no parking zone.
Right.
And because they're usually in and out in a short period of time, so. It's just. And I think that was still gone. You're gonna have people parking. Because, yeah, in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, they're usually in and out of either ours. I think it's a little bit longer though in the counseling.
They probably have
there.
20 or 30-minute sessions, 45-minute sessions.
Yeah, and they say they have some elderly people that who park across the street. There's room, and it's actually. Actually, I think there's more danger for the pedestrians crossing the street than there is danger from those cars coming down. And if you're talking to them and an appeal has to be made, I can assure you that I can have 3 businesses there that would try to explain the same thing to them that I'm bringing to your attention, and I know you guys understand, I don't.
We would be more than happy to have you guys come with us to address that, right? Volume and numbers is where your power comes from, so the more people that get behind it, we can make that happen, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I'm done.
thank you. Ask the council, do you want me to bring this forward next week for the meeting? If we have feedback from IDOT by then?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get this on the agenda for next week. Hopefully we'll have feedback that'll allow us to do it, and I'll also have an ordinance written.
If they say, if they're negative about it, let me know, because they're gonna get a visit.
You'll be the first call in that, how's that?
Then he had a letter in there, I don't know if you all read it, but it had the lady name on there that he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of those elderly people that has to walk across the street
That's
when I
right.
go to River's
We're doing
Place.
this all for you, Mr. Trinka.
I'll be glad to go along to attest to an elderly
That's right.
person.
And just in case, Bodie's gonna have to get the wheelchair ramp
Yeah,
fixed up for you.
I haven't
That's
needed
part of
that
it.
yet.
That's part of the beautification project. However, now that you mentioned the wheelchair ramp, there also are no handicap spots
In that
in
area,
that area.
with that wheelchair ramp, I just.
Right, we should
noticed
put
that.
a handicap spot
I'm
one way or the other where that is, even though that wheelchair spot is difficult to maneuver to get up there. There are people who may not be using wheelchair, but really can't step up.
You know, that's a good point.
So,
I was trying
we
to
need
figure out, even I'm not in a wheelchair, but every time I have always seen that ramp and wanted to get on it myself to go up, I always had a problem of if I'm parking in front of Mr. Wilkins' place, whether it's in front of the ramp or whatever, it was always, how am I gonna get to the ramp? Because it seems like there's not enough area for it streetwise where you feel like you're safe, that you're not gonna get hit, and you still looking like, where is the ramp?
yeah.
You get what I'm
The
saying?
problem is that was designed at a time when it was used for trains.
Trains, oh,
And,
so it's an old ramp,
right, so
I don't know that was there when they did the intersection project.
the old ramp,
It was,
I don't know.
it was there for the intersection.
I don't remember.
Danny said no, it don't look that old.
It probably wasn't a train thing, that's across the street for sure, but, historical people are talking about across the street on the east St. Louis, that raised sidewalk is because of the trolleys. And that was a stop for the trolleys. Now, when we got the tracks, when the little curve over there, so there's a long on, but that ramp is not really handicap accessible, but and I don't even know if it's the right angle, it might be too steep of a climb. It might be because it's so new, it might be an appropriate
It's too high.
climb, but it's high, but we should consider at that time, so Cody, could you?
Putting it out.
Determine where a handicap spot might go if we were able to do that.
I don't even think that would qualify, maybe it wasn't even thought to be a handicap.
It might have just been a ramp to get people up. I
Well,
don't think it's wide enough for wheels.
I don't think it's wide enough, but I think it's too steep.
It's like 2% over so much fall. There's a formula for it.
Right, so anyway, but we don't have any handicap spots up there, there's no way for a wheelchair to get up on the sidewalk over there, so that's gonna kill that idea. For now, till we get this, if we get the grant, that'll be redone. So, if it's okay with everybody, I'll put this on the agenda for Monday. I'll ask, Mike to write up a ordinance just in case we get it. Cody, can you check and let me know as soon as possible, so I can,
Yeah, I called their main office. I didn't get an answer back.
cause we
Shouldn't
want,
be too terribly hard. I did call a couple other people as well.
okay.
I think Kim's from Motor Fuels you talked to, so
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll get you resolved one way or another.
we'll get it one way or another.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it because it was 2 years ago that the county raised the taxes on that building 61% in 1 year. And I went back to have it appealed and I used the fact, I said, we don't even have parking and you're assessing this thing up 61%. Oh, they said, well, maybe you're right. So they gave me 8% back and then this last year, then they raised it 10%, so.
Can't win.
I think, you know, what the heck?
Okay, is there any more discussion on this topic?
Well, thank you so much for letting me come here and speak my piece. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Mr. Thank you. We talked to you.
is there any unfinished business? Is there
What about new business?
any new business?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I can put my lawnmower on that lot right across the street from IGA so I can sell it. Because there's a lot of different variety of things that are over there. And my lawnmower, if I put it there, I could help sell it.
Well, that's actually
Mr.
state
McCleary.
property.
What, Pen?
That's state property. Some of it is private, it belongs to Ace Hardware. But the bulk of that property over there, once you get so far, it's the state of Illinois.
Mr. Farrell, I think he's
I
talking
talked
about
it
the
across the street.
ice storage in McCleary's lot.
Yeah,
McCleary's lot?
yeah.
Yeah,
Right across from IGA.
it was the produce stand.
You have to ask
Yeah.
him that.
The owner, it's up to the owner of the land. The owner of the land owns it.
He down the highway here.
That's right.
Yeah, talk to him.
Go call
No, he
him.
right here. If you go straight down, what's this, 50?
Yeah,
Like going to Summerfield, he's right here on the left-hand side with all those storage units.
McCreary Storage.
You know where he's talking about?
He owned that property.
Well, I'm talking about the property right across from
That's
IGA.
what we talking about,
But you were
sir.
talking about.
No, I'm telling you, if you go down the street, you'll find him. He there every single day. I go talk to him.
He's
He's
the owner
right
of
down
that
the
property.
street.
He
He's
owns
the
it.
owner of that property.
Oh, he's the owner of that
Yes,
property.
Correct.
Right,
Okay.
and as far as I know, we do not have an ordinance that prohibits somebody from putting
For
something for
sale.
sale in the commercial district on their property.
Boy, IDOT has a lot of power to tell you what you can do, what you can't do,
That
but
isn't
on
on,
that, they say no, they have no power.
that's private property, but it's in the commercial district, and he can say, I'm selling, this is stuff I sell.
Or
Okay.
you could go ask, well, Mr. Mack on that little piece of property in the middle, if you wanna ask him too. In between Jessica and that lot you talking about, the greenery that's in between there. Either one, you can ask both of those.
There's no greenery, it's just all farm equipment and other different kinds of
Right,
yeah.
trailer.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's where it's where we had the fruit stand that was approved for a while. So, but that would be something that, I'd like to ask Mike to see if there's anything we can do, but I doubt it because it's commercial property. The owner is allowing people to do there and doing it as a business. It's an allowable business.
Doesn't he have to have a business license if he's selling?
Gotta have a business permit though. We gotta find that out. I'll have to ask questions, that's all. He may have a business permit.
I think so.
Anything else?
Anything else on the new business? There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned.
Go look at the Chiefs win. The Chiefs don't win. You wanna go to that football game?
What time does the football game start?
7 o'clock. It's